He is 14 years old, significantly handicapped, and he is addicted to benzodiazepines and barbiturates. He's 14. We're gonna sit still, okay? I'm Missy Miller. This is Oliver Miller. We're from Atlantic Beach, New York. Oliver had a stroke in utero, and as a result, he has what's called a brain stem injury. So he has a lot of very complex medical problems. Among them are seizures that do not respond like this. Okay. All right. You okay? Okay, all right. All right, come back now. That's what we call a brain zap seizure.
Certain strains of marijuana have received international attention for curbing seizures in children. Oliver has not been able to access this form of treatment. His mother, Missy, was not alone in her fight. Within the last decade, there has been a major push from citizens and activists across the United States to legalize medical marijuana. With 22 states having legalized the drug for medicinal usage, the spotlight turned to New Yorkers who have rallied behind the Compassionate Care Act, which would eventually make New York the 23rd state to legalize medical marijuana.
There has been a tradition of medical marijuana in New York City under the radar for 25 years. And now we are this close to bringing it above the radar. Don't drop this ball.
Earlier this year, Missy sat down with Elite Daily to discuss her frustrations with the current New York political system and her fear of losing her son.
You know, you can talk politics, you can talk money. The bottom line is, you can help people, you can save lives, you can give people better quality of life. It's what should be done.
The federal government regulates marijuana as a Schedule I drug. Now, Schedule I drugs are drugs that have no medical benefit and that are often highly addictive. So you're talking about classing it in a class with heroin. It is classified at a higher or more intense level than things like methamphetamine, which is a Schedule II drug.
You know, there are some questionable motives with the government that are going to be brought up and addressed. And I think within 5-7 years, it will all be legal federally on a medical level. My problem is Oliver doesn't have 5 years. I don't know that Oliver has 1 year.
Over the next few months, Missy rallied together with other parents whose children were also in need of help. They urged local politicians to meet their children to understand the importance of passing the bill. Missy turned her attention to New York Senator Dean Skelos, who represents her district, even launching a local commercial campaign.
Senator Skelos, please don't make us wait another year. Allow a vote on the Compassionate Care Act.
She continued her fight up to Albany, leading up to the big decision on June 19th.
Medical marijuana has the capacity to do a lot of good for a lot of people who are in pain and who are suffering.
We were in Albany Wednesday and Thursday. We heard Thursday morning that they had reached an agreement with the governor, and then we were in the press conference when the governor made the announcement that he was going to be approving this bill.
Some of these cases are the most heart-wrenching cases you've ever heard. You're dealing with children with epilepsy, babies.
The next day, I had gotten a phone call very early in the morning from Senator Skelos' office asking me if I was still in Albany. And I said, no, we had to come home. Oliver was having too many seizures. He was too unstable. And then they called back and they said, he would like you to watch the vote.
If you were to tell me at the beginning of this session that I would be voting yes on this legislation, I would say to you, no way.
And then when he said...
But when you meet Oliver Miller from my district, 14 years old, and some of the folks here mentioned that they have 10, 12 seizures a day. He has hundreds of seizures a day because as a result of a pre-birth stroke.
Calling out my son's name, like, on the Senate floor. Like, he basically, you know, was just saying, like, you know what? This little boy changed my mind.
That's worth voting for this legislation.
I was so proud of Oliver because I felt like Oliver is helping thousands of people.
The bill is passed.
Governor Cuomo signed the measure into law Saturday, July 5th, and held a formal signing ceremony in New York City on July 7th to highlight the new law.
It makes total sense for New York State to take this advancement in medical marijuana.
A tremendous weight has been lifted. This step has lifted, the biggest hurdle right out of the way. So I'm very hopeful. But a lot of people look at Oliver or children like Oliver and think, what do they contribute? Why they're here with all these problems? What do they? And Oliver really has contributed. Okay, all right, okay. And hopefully we can stop these. Okay, big.
We've been living under a collective delusion where eliminating sleep from our lives is a sort of express elevator to the top.
It's so powerful sitting listening to stories about people who have who've lost so much and lost so many friends.
I met Carrie Hammer at a United Cerebral Palsy luncheon. I remember Carrie's first comment to me. She commented on my Louboutin booties that I was wearing, and she called me the Carrie Bradshaw of people in wheelchairs. So with that, I was in love with her.